We'll see where they do take it, of course. We are just moments away from actually getting into the action here. Over on the CT side, a little bit more standard, but even then, they've gone for the two players with utility. They've got a couple of flashes on Yedgar with the kit, and then over on Punchek and Nade alongside the CZ. That's an interesting combo, especially as he goes up the peak in the apps. He's not going to be finding anyone either way in the early moments, though, because it actually is a three-man stack around B, and a relatively aggressive peak right now coming in, so it is going to be spotted. Unfortunately for the USP, no shots immediately hit, and, well, for now, Wisła are going to be forced to fall back away from that aggression that they wanted around Banana. So VP, they will be able to take it. They're going to use a few nades, at least. That's been forced to happen. They had to expend a couple to ensure that it was clear.
They've still got so much,
But then I
though.
think it was just a
And they're dumping a
flash,
decoy there. A couple smokes come over now. They've still got 2 mollies and a smoke and a couple of flashes to work with. It's going to be so tough for Sparrow and Hades. Here comes the hit. And pushed right out of it is Sparrow. He's got to reposition. That means all the pressure's onto Hades. He's tucked behind the new box. If a molly comes in, he's done for, and he is burning alive. He somehow managed to stay through the flames. Perhaps his name helping him out, and that's a brilliant shot there. Now they've got a boost up coming into the flower plots. Sparrow will take one through smoke, and there is still a man advantage as a nade comes through. Does that find connection? It does! The bodies are dropping. It's all onto Buster, and Buster, well, he's going to bust a couple shots down range. 2 kills found. A 1v2, but he's pinned in. He doesn't have position to get the bomb down, but he's brought it down to a 1v1. Buster looking for the ace, creeping for it. Punchek's in the smoke, about to walk through it. As it fades, Punchek will deny the ace clutch and take the pistol round for Wisła.
Damn, he almost made me bust a nut, man. that was ridiculous. So I can't believe because the way you were saying bust that, I had to make a play on it. But that was crazy. The CZ though, it paid off. I was initially kind of questioning it because it looked like he wanted to peek second mid from the apartment. So I was like, that's a weird choice. He had a nade as well, which could have at least done some good damage. But it ends up working out on the retake perfectly as that smoke faded away. And well, yeah, now it's VP who are actually going to be going for a bit of a force. Not on everyone though. This is interesting. Buster obviously gave the AK over, Kicker dropping him back at P250 in return, I believe, and well, yeah, just the one hero rifle. Thanks to those 4 kills from Buster, they are able to make a little bit of a gamble buy in here, and I don't know if it's going to be expected. We'll see in a moment now if maybe that AK can catch an early kill. Ideally, they want to be able to maybe snatch their weapon alongside that frag, though, to really bring up their chances. Otherwise, it's still just going to be Kicker who has to get most of the work done, because they don't even have another player with Kevlar who can take that AK if he goes down. As soon as he does, then whoever picks it up is going to have to deal with aim punch, which is not fun against SMGs and a FAMAS as well.
Kind of don't mind the play. I'm normally a big skeptic of the hero AK approach, but on Inferno, you don't really want to buy into that first gun round because you want all of the nades to play with, so they're going to wait on it. And it does.
I'm good with it, yeah. It's tough to make more, just the one.
Yeah, they're going to fall into this B hit here. Go back to old reliable. They've got a couple smokes to facilitate it, a couple flashes to come through. We should again see Jedka probably fall off of this angle. Actually, you know what? If Goofy wants to flash for him, which looks like what Goofy set up for, what's going to happen is as that smoke comes in, he'll throw the flash, Jedka will peek through, spray down as many as he can, and then bail out. And with most of these players not having armor, this can be very effective indeed. There comes the smoke, there comes the first tap, there comes the flash, and they don't actually play off of it. So maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity. Now Goofy might get pressured in upon, but it's going to be a crossfire setup. And the kills are coming in hot and heavy. One goes the way of Virtus.pro, but it is quickly dealt with. No problems here. The AK gets nada.
Yeah, that's what we needed. We needed Wisła to not only take the pistol, but to actually get the round following it, unlike what we were able to see, obviously, in the previous match for Team 1. At least in the first half. In the second half, they did get that second round, but then they weren't able to obviously capitalize with the weaker weapons still in play, which, well, could kind of be the case right now. It's not as bad, though, for Wisła, because they have a couple of rifles, or a few at least. They have that one FAMAS, though, being a little bit weaker. 2 MP9s on a map like Inferno, though, it is much more viable than Train, especially if you want to get aggressive around somewhere like maybe the Banana or even apartments. And it did look like B is kind of the early choice for Wisła to put some pressure on. But they are going to rotate one player back around after just tossing out a few nades. So it doesn't really do a lot more than maybe delay this push-up Banana for a few seconds from VP, because we can see they are still focused around this area. Sanji, though, he's one of the players who's stuck on a pistol, unfortunately, but he is in a position to potentially catch that player who was falling back from the apartments. Unfortunately, as I say that, no, he makes it away. He didn't decide to take the peek. Farewell on his own. On B, though, Kickered. Get a little bit of a flash over to see what info was kind of available for him right there. Yedgar, though, had been tucked in and obviously wasn't able to peek wide enough to see the player up around oranges, so not really too much of pain from that. And now they've actually been forced back a bit by the molly. A couple of steps were heard as soon as that molly came over, so that gets some info for Wisła to work with.
This is a good time buy. Just to slow them down a little bit. Prevents the rotation from needing to come in off of that first salvo of utility. Keycard is going to take the angle, though. If Jedker peeks back in, he's going to regret it. Doesn't. Cautious instead. Drops the smoke, and he actually wants to head over towards A. Which, it's not the worst read in the world, but it's the wrong read in this situation. They do want to come back with his B hit. This seems to be the bread and butter. This seems to be the default, and he's quickly going to realize his mistake. He's coming back through. He's just left an MP9 on site, and that is, well, tough to work with. Molly to prevent that MP9 from getting overrun. But smokes in, and this hit might be coming. Nade is good. That's good damage. That'll soften him up for the SMG. Now let's see what the SMG can do. Goofy peeks out. He gets one. Jedker another, but even trades mean this is not worth it. Bomb's going to go down. The question just remains, are they going to go through the smoke? They do indeed. Hades won, but it traded, and he could not deny the bomb. So now a 2v2, an SMG, and a FAMAS coming back through. This is tough. Sparrow's working his way up banana. Maybe the MP9 can upgrade, but it's going to make some noise, give away the position. I don't think that's going to be worth it. So here's going to come the peek. Here's going to come the hold. Ponchek getting close up with that SMG. We're flitting about the site. They've got control of the bomb, but they haven't found either of the players. They both work their way towards the church. There's the one found. All onto Jame now. The clutch. They're trying to clear him out. They don't expect his position. Now he knows where the second is as well. Jame looking to lock this down with a 4K of his own, and time is running out here for Sparrow, so he's just got to bail. The round is won. VP is on the board, and only Sparrow will survive.
Yeah, good work. At least Sparrow gets to survive, as you said, but it's not enough for the buy, unfortunately. The issue for VP is they didn't have a single player surviving. That final player in towards construction, Jamie, goes down. He's not able to save his weapon as he would have hoped for, I'd imagine, as we know with James. So they are actually going to go straight in for the tactical pause. I'm good with this because, yeah, the buy is going to be incredibly dodgy. They're actually on similar levels. The utility may be a little bit better over on the CT side. I guess you can a bit more viably go for the SMGs on a map here like Inferno, obviously on the CT side as well. Those MP9s can still be really useful, especially alongside the nades that both of those players have. So we're going to have to see exactly what VP goes for here. James, he had the most money by far with 4,400. The other players, though, they will have to sacrifice. So, yeah, Mac 10 on Sanji. It's not terrible. Yak in there maybe go straight to the AK. Or maybe even a Galil to get the extra few nades. But I think at this point you do want that bit of extra firepower. And, yeah, that's what they decide on. But now they need to make sure they capitalize. They need to chain these rounds together if they really want to break down Wisła. On the other hand, if Wisła return this one, then we're really going to have a game on our hands, Mike.
Yeah, we absolutely are. The bank is going to be busted for either side, whichever way this one falls. There is a full set of utility for one site hit. 2 players are without, though. And so if that first salvo gets denied for whatever reason, they're going to be up a creek and forced to rely on the guns. We do see Buster taking top banana control again. This seems to be the focal point for VP. They've identified it as the weak point. They're going to continue to pressure it until they're shown that they can't. Ponchek with a smoke at his back and a player there, but he's ready for Yekadar, who's looking in towards Boiler. Sanji was hoping that his spray would have chased any player down, but that wasn't the case by just sitting there. Ponchek comes away with a big kill and drops one of the rifles in the apartments as well. He can't retrieve it. He wants to get out of there before he gets chased down. That's a good decision. Jedker, meanwhile, does he want to pop up above this smoke? This could get interesting. They're coming back towards A to try and hunt this, to try and get the upgrade, and they do have that, to be fair, so no more rifles found. Jame will catch what I assume was a nade there at the bottom of banana. But look at how little utility remains. I talked about it. If they didn't have that initial salvo work, they were going to be without. They've now got a single smoke, and they're down to 1 flash as they clear top banana. James has taken the space at the very least, but they're going to need to rely on the guns and brute force. They're not going to be able to slow down anything. Fortunately for them, no mollies for Wisła left.
Oh, no. Hades is rotating off just right now. That's going to leave the 2 pit players in, well, a pretty awkward position because they're not going to have that crossfire. Oh, no. But they wanted it. Ponchek tries to cross back over, gets caught on his way, but they have no idea. Sparrow's able to find 2 of them. Honestly, it looked like he might have been able to give even a little bit more, but he does go down to Kickard. And speaking of the man, he's gone ahead and got a second kill for himself as well. And now with a smoke towards Moto, the bomb plant looking like it is going to be put in place. The issue is, both of those players, they are tagged up a bit. Not perfectly healthy for either Kickard or Jame. And we are seeing Goofy and Yedgar sticking together on this long corner. They don't currently have a kit. which could be a bit of an issue. I'm not sure if there's one in towards the bomb site or even around the pit. We'll find out in a moment, I suppose. I was going to say, will it even be needed? That looked like it was Kickert's kill pretty much for free right there, but now it's all on James. He's got to save the day. He can't just save the AK as he gets the first kill on Goofy, but now as he's known, of course, he's pinned in. Yedgar just creeps up, and there it is, the frag, but no, he doesn't have it. I was wondering if there was a kit. Is there one around the pit, maybe? He just wants to save there, but no, I don't think so. Unfortunately, there is nothing that can be done. Vizsla are forced to give away the round despite getting all of the frags yet again with one player surviving. So VP, they're winning the rounds, but it's far from clean.
But this is a situation where the economy, yeah, it is so far from clean, but it is busted for Wisła. They've got that one rifle to work with, and it looks like they're going to force around it. But no player is far above 2K, right? No one's at the 3 mark. So it's presumably going to be a better buy for VP, but it's going to be far from good. We're going to see Galil's galore, a deagle for Yekindar. This has just gotten so weird. Both of Virtus.pro's 1 rounds, nobody from their team has survived. One on timing, one on a bomb explosion. This is difficult. But when you do say, generally speaking, when these kind of economies get dragged through and you get these really messy economies, it definitely favors the T side. One exchange towards top banana. And now the B side is left very unguarded.
Yeah, I'm kind of fine with the investment they put in here. Didn't put all of the economy into it. It's only really Sparrow who actually ended up forcing up, but with only 2,400, they wouldn't have had a great buy in the next round either way. It goes back to what you said even in the second round where you need those nades early on, so you on a map like Inferno, so you don't really want to be going for those buys where you're averaging like the mid 4,000s really. So yeah, it's around at least where they are trying to get some damage done. And Yedgar, one to his name so far. What else can he expand on? Is there a weapon there in Banana that James may be looking to try and get and throw away? Or is he just rocking the deagle in general? Is that what he's gone for here? I actually didn't look at what weapon he had in the beginning. Yeah, no, I guess he's just rocking the deagle. I thought maybe he'd thrown his out to recover the one off the body of the player who had died on Banana, but no.
Yekindar started the round with the deagle. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I may have misread that. Pawn check gets jumped over. Doesn't realize there's a player over him as the flashbang blinded him for a moment, and he can't adjust in time. This bomb's now going down for sure. The question is, does Hades catch this kill in mid? No. And I think they just want to save the 2 guns that they have. Hades is going to go looking. Otherwise, Jedker and Sparrow are going to save. This is going to be VP's round, and this is presumably going to be the start of an actual economy build. As this time, there's no reason all 4 of these players should die. Hades is going to try and catch something here with just a USP. Yeah, and he's going to attempt, but again, just a USP, and he will get tagged down. James not going to miss those hand cannon shots, and at this point, no one else should die. Everybody should survive. Round confirmed. Lead taken by Virtus.pro.
Yeah, I mean, a scout and an AK being brought over at least. Do they want to buy now? Because Yedker could drop one if Sparrow sticks to the scout. The one drop would get them an extra few nades. He could get nades himself, so it wouldn't be a terrible buy. They would have an okay amount of utility, but is it worth the risk, basically? Because if it doesn't work out, if they're kind of dodgy, somewhat dodgy buy anyway, doesn't work out, then suddenly VP are very likely up on 5 and getting themselves an amazing lead early on. So yeah, they take the safer approach. They even buy a little bit around the 2 weapons they had saved over, and they're just going to try and make it a costly round for VP, because while they did build up a bit of money, obviously, in that previous round, after rebuying back into their nades and such, it is not perfect. Did Yekindar drop over the op? Is that what happened right there? I think it may have. Oh, James. They actually trade damage. It is James. It's actually Sparrow, sorry, who comes out on top of it. He does 1 damage more despite having the weaker weapon. It doesn't really matter too much, though, but both of those scope players tag down very heavily. The issue is for Wisła, it affects them a little bit more considering they don't have the firepower to go around. Sparrow is one of those main men you're looking towards.
That has to have been a headshot for Sparrow, then, that clipped a wall, right? To get that much kind of damage with a scout?
Yeah, I think so.
James has armor. So he's got to be a little frustrated.
Body, right?
Yeah, he's going to check that afterwards, realize that he didn't get the kill, and maybe be a little sad about that one. But that was close. James lucky to get away with just a slight buzz cut as opposed to his head taken off there. AWP is going to stay alive. Let's see what they can do. Should be able to bully into this one, but especially with that early damage, they had a couple HEs. This is a viable round. The HEs are burned. Those haven't really netted much profit. But this is still possible. Nice spam. Takes some more damage than Yakadar, but it gets answered back. Sticks around on the angle for too long. Can't do that. Traces get tracked, and now things are starting to look a little bleak. We've got 2 players quite low, 1 player dead, and the numbers are fast running out. They're going to opt to go for a stack. I don't mind that call since you have so little to work with. Unfortunately for them, Virtus.pro are going to pick the right site. They're going to walk into an empty B site. There will be no one here as they slowly clean it out. And at this point, Wisła are presumably just going to save. These 4 sets of armor, worth taking through. The AK certainly worth having. The Scout, perfectly viable. You're not going to win a retake here. Working with the weapons that you have, the health that you have, just try and keep what you got alive. Maybe take some damage as they exit.
Yeah, an exit or 2 would be nice, but I don't even think VP need to do that. They already have control of Banana, so it's unlikely that Wisła are really going to be given any chances to take those kills. At the least, though, they're getting the AK saved over again. Kevlar and 4 other players. This is going to ensure that they are lacking absolutely nothing coming into this next gun round, and that is exactly what you need, because Wisła need to get going once again. It has now been 4 rounds in a row for VP, and it seems like they are building up a little bit of confidence. These rounds obviously not up against as much, but they are finally surviving with players, so that's how you can tell that it's going better for them. Like, it's all you really need to look towards. Nice exit. Nice kill there, rather, for Yak, and they're not an exit, obviously, in the other way, but they had moved around. They realized they weren't going to be getting any chances around the CT spawn and tried to set up at the bottom of Banana, but it didn't go too well. Either way, the buy, as I said, is here. There's nothing lacking, and Wisła, you need to show us what you're capable of right now.
I always love the little details in rounds like that. And the detail in this one was that James actually gave his op over to Sanji to save because he was so low on health, and so it was safer in Sanji's hands. Now he's got it back, and they even keep the MAC-10. Figured they'd invest into the AK, but no, they'll keep the SMG up. Going for the faster play. Here's the boost up over the half wall. They've got top Banana. It's been lost. There's still 3 players here towards the site, and these nade damage is going to be brutal. Look at how chunky that's been. Yakadar and Buster both looking worse for the wear. Yes, they took the ground, but at what cost? Still no players dropped just yet, but they've been softened up majorly, and that's a huge kill. Hades, you can't lose that duel up against MAC-10. The MAC-10 comes away with it, and that's a tough pill to swallow for Wisła. Fortunately for them, Goofy brings back Yakadar on the other side. He was the low HP player. Now he's been claimed.
Oh, they should be able to get even that 3rd player across from Library. Oh, nice flash. That should delay a small bit. No, it actually didn't even blind them, but it doesn't matter. They're walking into a triangle of doom, and it's only Jaime who can pull back a kill. He's the only man to find the frag here, at least in the actual A push, and another flash over allows for Ponchek to just take that peek, and it's a checkmate there as James goes down. 3-4 Wisła. They're welcomed back to the scoreboard in, well, a bang with that one, honestly. It was a great hold. Apologies for cutting you off. I think we are a little... Normally we're used to Discord where we're instant with each other, but I think there's like maybe half a second between us, so I thought I had a gap there.
Maybe just a wee bit. No, you're good, though. I was just going to remark the utility usage has been phenomenal in that round, and that's really the power of a CT side on an Inferno, is once you get the util going, you can deal so much damage before you've even seen a player, and that's the round we saw. They tried to go for a fast play, they got punished by HEs. Now we see Virtus.pro giving them the respect. Alright, they've got nades. Let them throw the nades. Nobody get in there. So this round, you don't have 2 players down below half before they've even seen somebody. It could be a difference maker. But even then, I mean, VP got the opening pick with a MAC-10 against an AWP. It was not an easy round by any measure for Wisła. They did a good job holding down. But they had the rotations time, they had the utility time. They wind up with 3 players in the site itself by the time VP swing. And at that point, it's just complete control. Now we've got more top Banana control and a bit of a default. You got 1 lurker in towards the apartments. It does seem like they're going to fall back into the B hit. They haven't been tested. They haven't been pushed back. Molly should go down. Goofy takes the first. That's important. Is that meant to be a bouncing flash? I think it was.
Yeah, it got caught in oranges somehow. That was pretty awkward.
Don't see that very
often. A little bit unfortunate. No, I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm guessing that was some sort of a glitch right there, but they have still delayed VP just so much. Look at this. They're all just stagnating around Banana at the moment. And when they eventually go forward, unfortunately, that flash is not good to take Hades off at a tight angle. Snatches up another kill, and, well, now it's a 5-on-3 with only 30 seconds left, and with the CTs having a very good idea about what's going on. As, well, a 3rd player is already here. AK barrel being spotted, and yeah, that's dead for Buster. Nothing to be done. It looks like they might even be considering the save already. Yeah, I do believe they're just going to back away from this one and see if they can carry those weapons into the following round. Even then, though, what are they going to do? They could buy up around it because Yakandar is 2,500, but they'll have to leave a couple players on pistols.
Do you know what time it
looks
is?
like they want to hunt this. Oh, it's James time. He gets one kill. Sanji, yeah, he pops out. Surprise! I was here the entire time, and yeah, now you just don't want to throw any more weapons away. Honestly, I don't even think they wanted to lose those two. I don't know how worth it what that was.
The hunt was a bit risky, especially considering the fact that VP don't have much to put around it. You'd rather come in with a complete round. But that was a really nice shutdown. It was a very nice shutdown. VP looked awkward coming into the site, which is surprising, considering the fact that, I don't know, I'd say 6 out of these 8 rounds, they've done B hits. That B hit, very disjointed. What they tried to do is throw the sight smoke to isolate the player on the cross to mix things up, but they just didn't have the coordination. The flash didn't connect with the offer. They weren't swinging together to potentially trade that. So instead, he just picks one off, and they can't really do anything about it. It looked a little bit disjointed, just a wee bit out of whack, and just enough that they could exploit it. Now we're starting to see Hades come alive. He wins that duel with James, drops the op. Yes, the op will be retrievable. He'll be passed on over to Buster. But it's a big chess piece off the board early. And as Hades starts to get confidence to take these duels, we're seeing him come alive. Sparrow holding in towards mid. Sanji just on the other side by the boiler. Sparrow's going to have a tough task as that smoke fades. Let's get back out. Sanji's coming looking. Oh, he gets around the corner. That's huge. Just to stay alive there. Doesn't come back into the fight. Hades gets one, but he wants more. And Buster will be there to punish him for his greed. Still, he's done his work. He's given the man advantage as they come around. Next player up is Ponchek in the pit. They're trying to clear to his angle. They're working their way through. Kaker seems to think he's in Graveyard, though. Or at least be holding for that. I'm not sure what the exact angle is he's holding right now. But they slow down for a moment. They've got 40 seconds on the clock here, Dean. They've got time to work with. And you can tell Ponchek's getting very nervous indeed. He's isolated. Player playing Arch can come to support, but it's not going to be instantaneous. And so he's going to have to hold on to the pit. Is there smoke available in that pit? There is indeed. That's important. No mollies to clear him out either, so he's got a strong position as they come through. Here comes the hit. Player blinded out on sight. Shot back, but the trade can be there. No, doesn't have it. Yekindar gets the turn, and that might be the turning point in the round. Bomb goes down, and they get another as well. So this is just going to have to be a save for Jedkar. Beautifully done. Huge round from Yekindar. 3K to open up that site in a dangerous scenario.
Yeah, he's the man you were kind of highlighting before coming into this game as well. And that is so difficult to do, to walk out balcony and just get both of those kills. To me, that's one of the most intimidating angles to be entry fragging on. And he makes it look easy and even gives us a little bit more to the smoke afterwards. So yeah, VP, they get their 5th round. In the online era, Inferno's looking maybe a little bit T-sided, so I think if it's keeping up at this pace, if Vizsla are able to keep on trading back and forth and fork rather and even come out with 7 rounds, then it wouldn't be a bad position to be in. But as you mentioned, when the T's can get going, when they can break that CT economy, things can begin to pretty quickly spiral out of control. So we do need to see, again, Vizsla come back in this following gun round. But I mean, right now, I think they're looking at 1 eco, maybe. They could go for it, but I wouldn't love it. Honestly, the nades would be terrible, and I think they are going to go for it. It's risky. If it works, to be fair, then amazing, because then suddenly VP are the ones who are working with a very bad economy at that point. But it's a rough one. I mean, Sparrow actually has gone for an AK with an M4 rather without Kevlar. That is not something you see often. I can't recall the last time I've seen someone purposely buy an M4 without armor in a pro game. It's been a while. The SMG and a couple of nades as well on a map like this, man, it makes so much more sense.
It really does. I mean, I guess the logic is if you're going up against AKs, maybe they're just going for the headshots. Not going to get into any spray duels, but you're right. You could get melted just so quickly for Sparrow. Where is he playing with it as well? Onto the balcony. So that's interesting, because that's kind of a situation where you're either going to get the shot or you're going to fall. No, he's the player in pit. I figured he'd be on balc with that situation, but nope. He is the player deep down in the pit. Don't love it. We'll see if it comes back to bite him. They floated a 4th player over towards A, and again, it's looking like a straightforward B hit from Virtus.pro. They've got no lurkers in the apartments, but Wisła have no ground there, so they can't confirm it. With no map control here for the Wisła side, they've decided to gamble on the A hit, and that's a hit that's not going to come. So pressure on Goofy. He must stand strong against the entire wrath of this Virtus.pro side, and they're coming. Oh, they're coming. Molly down might give him some time. Jedkar's rotating back over, and now he's got some help. That was a critical piece of utility. That gives them a chance here to do something. But still, it's going to be tough. There's the spot. Player slips away. Goofy, fortunate to not be punished there. And they're hopping over the cross. They're going to try and get this plant, but up and over the coffins. Goofy will take one. It is traded, but it was a good kill to have. Now a 4-on-4 as the bomb goes down. It's going to be a full retake scenario for Wisła, but they look like they want to get it started early. Hades traded for 1-for-1, and Banana Control is going to decide a lot of this round. Up comes Sparrow. Buster ready for him. Buster gets it, and that might just all but secure it. Jedker and Ponchek. They look like they might want to bail out of it. Ponchek seeming hesitant, and as time ticks away, they do have a kit, but you got to get moving now if you're going to do it. And it seems like that's not going to be the case. They're withdrawing. But can they get away?
Yeah, I was going to say that a second ago even. At this point, I don't know if they're going to be allowed to. As you can see, VP are watching the spawn, so I don't think so. They might even go down to the bomb if they don't get out of her quickly. And, well, yeah, Yedker, he's going to get one kill. No, he survives. Okay, he's able to jump up on top of the sandbags and just about hang on. If he hadn't got that first kill, and if he had have even taken some damage, then no, he would not have. So that is pretty fortunate. But, yeah, 6-4 for VP. That's the thing that matters right now. They continue to win out the rounds. The force buy from Wisła does not pay off. And this time it was VP who had some amazing flashes on their way in towards that B bomb site, especially to catch the player who was, I believe, just about to try and cross from construction over to the back of the bomb site or something, because he ended up being out in the open, had to just take a few steps back, and by the time he wasn't blinded anymore, he was completely smoked off, as was the CT player. And then obviously some effective trades to get themselves into the after plant. But yeah, Wisła, 1 M4 saved, a few pistols around it, and, well, not too much hope. It should be VP heading up 7-4 after this round. Oh, hang on, though. Trying to get up close. There is a Zeus. That's on Sparrow as well. He's actually taken a lot of nade damage towards the sandbags, though, so I don't love it. Normally, you'll see that up against the wall, but it was probably a good thing he wasn't there because they pre-flashed that and checked up close.
I do like the fact that they're going for the stack
over
run towards Banana, just because this has been tested so many times. So if you're gonna take a guess, if you're gonna take a gamble, might as well check Banana. It doesn't mean that Ponchek is, well, screwed, because 4 players are taking control up towards top brackets. Although, no, they're not actually committing to this. They're going to come back for late B Banana aggression. And Wisła have misread this. They're rotating off. I don't know what they heard or what they saw, but they assumed that the hit's coming towards A, and they have chosen poorly. Everyone's going to be gone. And just as Wisła leave, Virtus.pro open the door and stroll right in. No problem here. They'll be diligent. You want to clear out any potential pistol angle. And Sparrow is so frustrated right now, because if he just stayed there, he might have gotten a Zeus kill. The best kill in Counter-Strike. But it's not to be. It's not to be right now. He's going to have to deal with it. He's going to set up with that Zeus just to see if they'll come chasing, see if he can catch someone. But it's exits that they're hoping for now. With this smoke faded as well, what are they even going to do? Jedker would like to survive.
See the JM shooting gallery. Look at this.
Seems like it's going to happen. Are they coming? They got to test him. They're playing for exits. Give my man a shot. There's the check. There's the kill. Another player tagged, but Jedker actually does get a kill. They're going to come through on this. All right, damage being done. Not enough. And the round is lost, but they want to keep these bodies in towards the site so they can do what damage they may. Not going to happen. 4 players will survive for VP. The economy is thriving at this point, and there's a 3-round lead to build upon.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's already a decent T side. Not where they'd want to end it, but yeah, they're in a position to, obviously, as you said, build upon it further with still quite a few rounds remaining. But the buy is back out. We've got the op available for Wisła on towards Hades. I'm not sure where he's heading with that. Over towards A. They're going for a 4-man B stack. Am I saying this right? They're going to trust Hades with the op to solo A. Okay, let's see what they're going to do. Some banana control. Yeah, that looks to be the play. Good nades. Kicker. Yeah, he gets finished off by Ponchek up close, and well, he actually didn't have any assistance pushed through the bottom of that banana smoke. He was left alone. Everyone else is grouped up around mid and second mid, with only that one player kind of keeping the attention around the bottom of ramp. He does have the bomb, though, so they're not going to be ready for the commitment all that quick without him.
I like the play. I like the response from Virtus.pro. You go with 4 players, so you can throw a ton of utility while also pushing through, so that they're not expecting both simultaneously. But then VP used that to take control up by the arch. Now, they got to get this kill. Goofy's been spotted. He's been tagged up quite a bit. Gotta kill him. Yekadar actually takes the other, leaves Goofy alive for the trade. Sanji, though, will bring one back in towards the site. And now this is tough. They don't have any control in sight. This Molly's going to go into pit to confirm it. And they're going to be posted up with the op. The bomb will have to rotate all the way through to apartments to avoid being caught in mid. And that's a good, safe thing to do. They have the time to play with. There's no reason not to. Back in a 3-on-3 with this bomb now approaching to go down. This should be VP's round. Should, though, being the operative word. This is still very much up in the air. I'm transitioning now. Lane control taken. James, though, is policing this with the AWP, and so they're going to opt to go into the apartments instead. A good call, to be fair. He definitely would have taken one, if not both, on their approach towards site. But the bomb's now down. The timer is ticking away. And Wisła have to decide if they're committing into this. Sparrow taking the control towards apps. Spam coming through from library to attempt to distract him for Sparrow to get out. But Sanji, well, he was ready for it. At this point, doesn't seem like it's doing. They don't seem to be of one mind. Goofy's pushing up.
Yeah.
Jedker's pulling back. One way or another. Gotta decide, and he will slip away, so the save should be on now. Jedker wants to stick around for one more kill. That was even maybe a little bold, trying to keep them in to die. But they are going to be able to get away with 2 guns. Probably.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a bit risky because okay, hang on, another player for VP goes down anyway, but they've still got a bit of money, so I don't think it's going to affect them too much. Was kind of what I was about to hint at, even with a kill or two, considering in this round especially you can't see the full buy for Wisła. So even if they got an extra couple of kills there, which they kind of did, there's this round that VP can easily make up for it in. But yeah, 8-4. We're looking at VP now sitting with double the scoreline of Wisła after, well, initially it was actually a pretty back and forth affair. We're seeing attack pause from VP. Okay, I was hearing the little ticks in the chat. I was wondering what was going on there, if we were going to be getting a pause in. But I was thinking it was going to be from Wisła.
Kind of wondering whether this might flow into something else. Just looking at the
Potentially, there was a lot of typing. There's not usually that much for attack pause. So I don't know. I was a little bit worried.
Timeout covered by Virtus.pro. I think we'll be all right. We'll see. The tactical runs out. Timer kicks back on. We should be all good here. They just wanted to sort something out with the economy, I think, to probably make sure they were getting through. Because these rounds have been expensive. It's actually funny. If you just looked at the kill counts of these players, I don't think you'd know who was in the lead. Because over on Wisła, we've got a very even scoreboard. For VP, you have the outstanding James and Buster on 12 and 10 kills respectively. But the rest of the team hasn't done that much because we've seen a lot of Wisła saving and a lot of Virtus.pro dying with the ball.
Yeah, they've been successful normally and at least getting into the bomb sites. Damn, okay. We had a crazy banana push, I guess, coming in the round before. This time they decide that they want to go down mid, and while Buster popping up out of the underpass absolutely decimates those initial 2 players. And it seems like that's forced Wisła to remain a little bit aggressive, at least in the case of Jedker here, as we can see over on Banana. They do need to see what they can recover, and, well, so far it's not working out. Punchek, in the meantime, taken down around A, and suddenly it looks like VP have pretty much put a nail in this round before, well, the feet of Wisła were firmly on the ground. It's all on Hades. I don't know. This round, as I said, was just done before it really started.
Yeah. I hate this.
I can admire the attempt, though.
It's gimmicky, right? They tried to go for a gimmick. And that to me, it could be one of 2 minds. Either they come off the tag and they're like, all right, we've got this time to talk about. You want to do something weird and try and catch them off guard coming out of the pause? Or it's, hey, this scoreline's starting to get pretty intimidating. We're starting to feel the heat, the flames at our feet. We've got to do something. And if the latter is what they're feeling, is where the mentality is, that's concerning. Because it's a very gimmicky round. Virtus.pro's not going to get caught off by that very often. They punish the aggression down mid. It's hard to make that work in the best of circumstances. It definitely didn't here. Hades will get 1 kill, but it's a very poor consolation prize for him. And now he's revealed his location, so they're on the prowl. They're on the hunt, trying to sniff him out and find him. He'll tuck in by spawn. This is a weird angle. Love it. Not often you get to see spawn angles in action. Maybe he catches one more. If he's lucky, it's James and James alone, so he can get the AWP, but...
Yeah. Weird choice. Bit dangerous to be hunting with the op, do you think?
I mean, they're hunting with everyone. They want it. James got 7,400. He can rebuy that op. He's not too concerned about it. And now that Molly confirms where he's at. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake. He's going to take 1, but 1 is not worth it. Drops his rifle as soon as they know they converge. And Wisła now playing for the second to last round of the half, and they've got barely anything. They're going to have to save for the last to put 1 more gun round on the board to try and get a 5th round. Dean, they're backed up against the wall here.
Yeah, they have been for a while now, if we're being honest. How many actual good buys have we seen from Vizsla? It seems like a lot of the time they've been left on these half investments, and due to saving over weapons and such, kind of have a small few pistols to back up, maybe one or two M4s, or in some cases the M4 and the Scout we were seeing. So yeah, no, it is being rough. I don't feel like they've been able to stabilize that economy as much as you need to on the CT side to get a decent half built up. And well, yeah, the scoreline is reflecting that. As you mentioned, though, the kills maybe not so much. There's been some close rounds for sure. That's just not really good enough when you're here on the CT side and need to be winning out those crucial ones. But yeah, a few pistols, some, well, actually just deagles pretty much, and then 157 there in the hands of Yedgar. He wanted to be different, wanted to be special. The 5.7 though, it's a very valuable weapon here on a map like Inferno. Normally you'd see it maybe around the top of Banana or something, but for the moment they've entrusted Sparrow completely alone. And he does have a smoke and a flash, so if the hit comes towards B, he can probably delay it a small bit and maybe try and push them back towards A. They're trying not to give away anyway where the stack is positioned at the moment. But VP, they're taking their time. They know they don't really have any need to be rushing right now. They have a good lead. They have, at the moment, Vizsla really lacking confidence. And also, they know the economy is in a very rough position. And, well, there we go. Yakandar, again with the entries. He's only on 8 kills. But when you look back, he's had some amazing impact, especially that round where he got the 3K entry out of the apartments. Because that's kind of what really got the momentum going for VP. Before that, it was a bit more back and forth.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about, though, is honestly, there aren't impressive score lines on the VP side, but the score line that matters, which is round totals, is working just fine. They're not going for the glory. They're not too worried about it. They're just going to keep chugging along and winning. Now pressure's on Sparrow. He's blinded up. There's mollies around him. Does he get one? He does. Actually, nicely done. Honestly, all things considered, one man on site, utility raining in on him. One kill is good. He tried. He did good. Now he can rest easy, knowing that they're going to try one last time with guns in hand. They'll chase these with the deagles a bit. Don't think they're going to get much. Don't imagine they're going to get much. No real reason to even peek this, Buster. But it does seem like they want to bail out towards Banana, and since that's the bailout angle, they may have to fight this just a little bit.
Well, they could go CT now. I think Yakandar is the one who's ran through, right? Yeah, so he's got a little bit of info that they at least can make it as far as the well here. And yeah, this is a safe enough place to be chilling as that bomb goes off. So they will save over all of the weapons. Run, James. He ended up staying around Banana for quite a while, but he's fine. 10-4, double digits for VP. And yeah, this is coming back to, again, this is kind of what was expected to happen in this game. We said Inferno was one of the better chances for Vizsla. It was realistically the best map that they were going to get against VP here, so we were hoping that the boot camp, the preparation that they put in since adding Goofy would pay off, but unfortunately, that has not been the case. And again, similar to what happened in the Gambit versus Team 1 game, it was Vizsla who got that initial start with the pistol round and even got the second round off the back of it. And since then, it's been 2 gun rounds, I believe, that they've been able to find. So
yeah,
no real momentum being chained together.
So we are going to have the hit coming. They're taking ground. Yakandar, though, getting kills in the apartments. And here comes the trade. It's out towards Banana. It's the other side of the map. They have taken back one, but it took 3 players to do so. And in the meantime, A is left bare and vacant. Yakandar, again, opens up this site. Big on the entry kills when they matter. And that should secure the last round. James controls and patrols the bottom of mid, and his op is about to spot a player. Takes the kill as well. So Goofy done means just these 2 players working back in, Sparrow and Jedker, with an impossible task 4 to find a bomb to defuse and very little to work with to do so. Jedker peeking out the library. That's a brilliant shot. He's going to get a read right on Yekandar's forehead. That might just start the opener, but they still need to get through, and this positioning is not good. Utility still available, and mollies will start to slow them down. They're running out of clock. Precious clock. Time run low. You gotta go. The molly's gonna come back in. The flashes will slow them. You gotta commit. There's just no time left to work with, and the bodies will hit the floor. We're going to take a break here, folks. We will be back in just a flash with half number 2.
we can do. But here we are, showing them, making them wish they were you. We've heard the most when it comes to this. Yeah, every shade of blue, but don't even care what they'll say. They think we're out of control. Yeah, truth be told, we know it. It's just the way we live. We own it. 'Cause stop, we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live. We're grown-up kids. We love the thrill. They're looking at us in audience, keep telling us what we can do. But here we are, showing them, making them wish they were you. We've heard the most when it comes to this. Yeah, every shade of blue, but don't even care what they'll say. They think we're out of control. Yeah, truth be told, we know it. It's just the way we live. We own it. 'Cause stop, we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live. We're grown-up kids. It's just the way we live. We know it. It's just the way we live. We own it. 'Cause stop, we love the thrill. We know it. It's just the way we live. We're grown-up kids. We're grown-up kids.
No. Yeah, I gotta go. Up.
And we're back, getting ready for this second half to get underway here. We're flowing straight in. Wisła down bad. 4-11 is the scoreline. And Virtus.pro now on the defense, bringing in heavy utility once more. Dean, do we see a way back into this for the Polish underdogs?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the standard answer when a team is down 11-4 at the halftime. Pistol round, first gun round, suddenly they're on 7 and things do start looking doable, but with the level we've been getting from them so far, I think we need a little bit more. As you said, a lot of close rounds and such. It seems like it's the final moments, the clutches and such, that VP, with the experience that they have, are able to just about edge out. So we'll have a look. One thing you alluded to was it looked like Wisła were a lot more comfortable in the beginning of that previous half, and then it seemed like the game plan maybe fell away. So perhaps the halftime break now has been a chance for them to reset and, well, approach this D side like they had planned throughout, I would imagine, that whole boot camp that they had. Look at this, though. I wasn't going to say anything for a second, but they've gone ahead and rotated back over to a full 5-man A stack. There's going to be a completely open B bomb site for Wisła if they move quickly, because now there's a flank coming down mid. Uh-oh. Yeah, Yedker's still out at the open in the trees. I think they're going to find at least one or two of these players. Yeah, there we go. First kill found on Yedker. That's going to force them to go forward, but they're losing too many before they even get in towards B. It is a 2-man advantage already for VP, and they have completely encroached in on this B bomb site with 3 up banana and 2 on the spawn.
There we go. There the hit comes through. Molly's going to bloom. Hades. What can he do here? Not much. This full 5-man retake is working out beautifully. And now it's all just on the pawn check. He would need the ace to hold them off of this. They're going to be hopping on the bomb. The defuse coming through. Well, they're just trying to tap to get the response. Plenty of time to work with here. No concern, especially with the kit available. Now they're going to get the defuse. They know the angle he's playing. There's nothing he can really do about this. And indeed, they will take care of it. He did actually drop Yekindar, so a couple casualties there, but the defuse still in. A 12th round for Virtus.pro. With that pistol, they're now looking comfortable to sail through the second half.
I mean, the few kills gives a bit of extra money to Ponchek, but I don't think it's worth them going for like the AK buy. Okay, he's going to go for it. I was going to say maybe take the 1 eco and then try and start getting going at 13-4 rather than having a weak buy here that may not work out and then suddenly it's 14-4 for sure before you see a real gun round. But I mean, it's not too bad. They get an AK on Ponchek. He lacks the helmet. They have a couple of Galils, a Mac 10, and a Scout. And in comparison to what VP are able to pull out, it's really not that much worse. The nades, though, also are lacking pretty severely. So we'll see exactly what they can make happen with this. Oh, that was definitely heard. Bit of aggression up through the apartments early from VP. I don't think they actually spotted anyone coming up second mid, so I don't think there was really any info found for the VP camp. But Wisła at least heard that there was a player who had pushed up around that area. I believe, though, they're going to try and just wait out the smoke and then maybe approach for the banana control because, well, for the moment, they're sticking to the default, leaving a player on the bridge watching apps and such, and, well, just waiting for banana to be kind of a viable area for them to push towards. They also have Hades pushing up on mid. Actually taking a bit of a peek on his own right there. It's the MP9 on long. That's not really the weapon you want here. And, well, yeah, he gets punished for it. Hades with an opening kill. VP find out they're up against the force by well, losing a player. That is actually the first shot that had been fired, I believe. Oh, are they going to take a repeat? An MP9 also trying to peek down banana? I don't know if I love this idea. It is actually Kickert instead. He served more of as a distraction over on banana for Kickert to peek in on mid. And yeah, he's fell back off. This is a much better position up on oranges. And he's heard all the footsteps, so it's going to have to be a massive hold from Yekin there. He will not have the help quickly enough, rather. He will get the first. Great flash in, but no, even while blinded, Yekin is there for the trade.
It's still possible on the retake, but if Yekindar had half a second extra there, he would have gotten a player in to support him. Maybe a Molotov could have been the difference there, but it didn't. Wasn't available to him, so it's not going to happen. He's going to come the hit. That would be a huge shot for Sparrow, but he can't quite connect. Sanji's actually going to take Sparrow down, so not just the two players out towards Banana. There is no smoke to cover them off, but there is a kit on Kickert, but he needs to get there, and he is low HP, fighting up Banana, so the kit's no longer an option. You got to get on the defuse now if you're going to, and suddenly this is a hopeless situation. They're going to have to back off. They cannot win this, not without access towards that defuse kit. So Wisła will win the force buy. Can they keep their players alive as well? I think they've gotten far enough away. They will indeed. 5 rounds on the board and a chance for the Polish squad to make their presence known in this second half.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. As I said, great work catching that initial kill up around mid with the Galil especially. They had no idea. And there was just some interesting choices on the peaks in general, in terms of where they had what weapons, rather. The rifles definitely, it would make more sense to have one of those around long. I don't think it made much sense for James to be there unless maybe they were playing the bait and switch with him tucked in the corner, or maybe up a little bit closer on mid, like in towards the cubby area. But yeah, it didn't work out either way, and it's not something that can be dwelled on right now for VP, because obviously the game is still going and they have enough of a lead that you can kind of just brush that past and say, yeah, didn't go too well for us. We have a force buy back here anyways. Let's just see what we can do. We have a couple of rifles as well. A bit of nades, I believe, used around banana early from VP. I didn't really want to use too much, and at that point they'd already been mollied off and such, so they weren't able to hold on to it. So Wisła are at least able to get themselves some great control early on. And, well, with 1:15 left, they can slow things down. They can try and default out, maybe take the control around the mid brackets just to open up all of the options across the map for themselves. And, well, wait and see if VP maybe even want to get a little bit more aggressive as well, because with the lack of weapons, that is always a possibility. But, no, not really the case for the moment anyway. VP are happy with a passive hold around A especially.
The thing is, they've got the utility, right? That's what they can be comfortable with. They've still got smokes. They've still got 2 mollies, 3 smokes, 2 HEs. There's a lot to work with, even if you don't have the guns, just to slow down a take. Now the control's coming in towards top brackets. These nades need to go down if they're going to slow. That's 1 molly to stop them in their tracks, but the take's going to come through, and the problem is, well, James rotated off. He just had a USP, so you can't expect him to do too much. But the pistols on site are going to do plenty. Kicker and Sanji taking a kill apiece and continuing to buy time. This is looking very dangerous indeed, but fortunately, Ponchek will deal with Kicker before losing his life. He's down to 5 health. It is a 3-on-3 retake, and 2 of these retaking players have the M4s. There's a molly for Pit. There's smokes to take in towards the site. This is very viable. I don't even know that Ponchek's going to be able to survive this Molotov when it comes through. Here it comes. Can he get away? No, but he can get a kill before he dies. Well done for Ponchek. Knew he had to commit one way or another, and he actually does take one. So now all onto James. And James alone without armor is going to do what James does and pull back and keep that gun alive. Give him something to work with in the next round. Didn't fancy his chances without the armor suit around him. Wisła Is Hades high enough health that he can survive in the corner here?
It's at the back of the bomb site, so maybe.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's good. Yeah, no, that made sense for it to be game time now and then game time in this round instead, with the M4 being saved over. But yeah, I mean, it's not enough for a buy, so another eco does have to come true. And yeah, this is going pretty well for Wisła right now, getting themselves up to 6. Obviously, it could have been a bit cleaner only living with 2 players, but obviously they're going to head up to that 7th round where I said you can normally start believing a little bit. They didn't do it in the exact way we expected because they lost the pistol and won the force buy instead. So VP are sitting on a very respectable 12 rounds already, but at least for now, they shouldn't really be adding anything else to that. And hopefully Wisła can take a cleaner round here for themselves as well, because you can't really afford to be losing that many players once again, especially up against just the one M4. They should be surviving with at least 4 players here, or at least that should be the goal. Very slow round. Makes sense. They know they're not up against a lot, but they are just leaving pretty much everyone down towards the bottom of the mid at the moment. Sending, I believe, 1 player back around now a little bit later to ensure no one pushes up through the T apartments and such. But it's a 4-man stack over on B. I like the angles they're taking, though, up around orange is kind of taking the same angle, basically, but above and below each other. So if one player peeks that, they're absolutely screwed, even though it's only pistols.
I actually really like the setup for VP. Because what you're doing here is Kikert's going to drop this smoke. That's meant to just try and push them back the other way. He's a fake. And it's working. You see the approach towards top banana. Ooh, this could get risky. Jedker, once he doesn't see anybody here, is he going to think the site is clear? Or is he going to suss this out? Little boost up. Could get awkward if they come around. Buster. Little cheerleader boost there. Going to try and drop them. And they are coming into this B hit. They've taken the bait. All right, let's see if they can deal with the stack as it comes through. The light post going to obscure. There's one. No kills come through. They adjust quickly. And while the gun will drop onto Yekindar, now the armor is gone. And soon the players will follow. Boost up on the flower pots. Jame will take one more, but that is it. Wisła, they walk into a very dangerous stack, and they successfully defuse it.
Yeah, 2 kills though, not bad for VP. I was getting very scared, but Yedker and Punchek were also roughly, I think they were like 40 something health, so that's the territory where those USPs can do some serious damage, especially with a headshot. But no, they hang on, they managed to live with 3 players, which in my opinion is the minimum you want to be living with in those rounds against pistols. I think you can kind of let the 2 slide a bit since there was the M4 and a stack in place in terms of what they ran into. They handled it extremely well. But now they need to keep it going on the gun rounds, which was something that they were not capable of doing back on the first half. So this is where they need to prove to us rather that they can take these gun rounds consistently, or this is going to at least need to be the start of it. We're seeing some aggression around the apps, not something you see as often, but well, I guess I can kind of hint towards the fact that it is because those walls are basically paper. We're seeing even the spam coming in right now, but they're taking it in a nice way where it's obviously just a bait and switch for the opera that's in the back of the halls. So Kickert's going to hope to catch one, then maybe start backing away. They hear those footsteps falling, they peek in, the op snatches the second player, and then, well, yeah, VP at that point would have just a fantastic hold on the round. But it doesn't really seem like Wisła want to show too much around the apartments for a few seconds anyway. It's actually mid they advance out on first. Oh, and look at Sanji, he's tucked in this corner. Oh, Nade destroys him. It's more importantly, though, Kickert who goes down.
Now this gets very awkward as well. Molly going to be in there. Sanji has to smoke this. At this point, they're going to pressure him. They're going to be chasing him down. Let's see if he can get away. He gets 1. Not the second, though. The trade is good. Health's getting a little bit dangerous for Wisła, but considering they're threatening in towards the op of Jame, they don't really care just now. Depends on what Yekindar can do at a library. How does Sparrow survive that? He's being shot in the back. Jame will take 1, and Yekindar coming through the smoke now is there to support his teammate, but Jame is getting collapsed upon from the balcony, and Punchek takes 2. Bomb going down, a 1v2 opportunity now for Buster as he will attempt to retake in. Doesn't have the kit, so he's got to go quick, but he'll catch Punchek before he can get into the pit. Now he just has to deal with the site player, but Jedker is more than enough for the round. Only 1 player survives, but that's all that they need. Wisła continuing to close this gap. 4 rounds, all that remain between them and VP will again be on an eco. I'm starting to believe, Dean.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the same. This is where you start thinking, oh damn, we have a game on our hands suddenly. It really wasn't looking like we were going to, but it does seem like Wisła are a little bit more comfortable, I guess, on the T side. We were mentioning again that there has been the time for them to put the preparation in for this exact matchup, as it has been known to them for at least a week. I can't recall the exact date that ESL put out those groups, but it's been around a week or so. So they've had that time, and, well, the game plan they have on the T side seems to be working out at least early on. Is it going to carry true going into the next gun rounds? We'll find out. Are they going to be able to overcome the pistols here? That's also a scary question a lot of the time, Mike, isn't it? Are these deagles going to cause irreparable damage here or not? Because the money really couldn't afford to sustain that damage right now. This does need to be a cleaner round for Wisła if they want to get that economy going. And, well, there's a good entry from Goofy. It looked like Buster was going to be able to give something with that deagle, but unfortunately the shots just don't connect. And as they lose B, I think this has to be kind of it for VP. They can go for a couple exits since they don't really have nades or anything. Don't have Kevlar or anything, rather. But they do have a couple of smokes that honestly could be worth saving, maybe.
That's what they're going to do. Save the $600. Give yourself
fine with it. A couple of pistols as well in the back pocket.
It's no problem. It's no problem whatsoever. Sanji will stick around, see if he can catch somebody as they exit. Maybe get an upgrade. If he gets fortunate, drops them and the bomb blows the gun towards him. It's not going to be easy, for sure. And since they're bailing out towards Banana, he's unlikely to find anything. Might catch Sparrow if the smoke fades, but no. They're fine. They're out. It's dandy. No problems here. Instead, it might be Jamie catches him at the bottom of Banana. He's going to try for it, and he's going to die for it. Pickard and Jamie both go down. Those smokes are not saved. Sanji is actually the only survivor. 3 rounds.
They don't need them anyway.
Gap here. They don't. The investment will come back through. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Look at Jedka, though. 18-9 is his scoreline. Looking good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's kind of actually stepped up a little bit. We were saying it that you couldn't really tell who was leading from the kills, and I think that's still kind of the case, but that makes more sense now that they're getting a little bit closer. We are seeing Kickert have a bit of a slower game, unfortunately, 7-16. I recall him having a couple of impactful kills for sure, but when you get onto the CT side here, especially then once your teammates aren't putting up the same numbers, that can become a little bit rough for you if things start to get close. So we'll see whether he can step back up now alongside the rest of VP in what is a very important gun round. And as you said, yeah, the pace was incredibly high for the first few seconds, but they are slowing it down a tiny bit. They have to wait for those smokes to actually pop, so that has allowed for VP to get up close behind these, and, well, to push through them, apparently. It doesn't work out in Sanji's case, but the other players, well, they had a little bit of success up until, again, it is 2 frags simultaneously there from Wisła to open up that A bomb site and to confirm the bomb plant, as suddenly Buster and Yekindar are left to try and save the day, and they don't want to do that. They want to save their weapons.
That's the correct call to make. They took a quick little peek in towards brackets just to see if they could catch a player and maybe make the retake easier. That's not going to be happening. That's a really nice round from Wisła. All 3 remaining players have gotten a kill apiece, but Hades shot in towards the pit with the AWP onto James was impressive to me as he drops down on the hay cart. That's nicely done for Wisła, and they're just continuing. It's one hand over the other. That's how you get up the ladder. That's what they're doing right now. They're not looking down. They're not worrying about the gulf below them. They're just continuing to climb. And at this point, they've got a big economy. They've got well-built system. They're taking these decisive entries. Their pace of play is catching Virtus.pro off guard again and again. And VP's on another partial round. This is so concerning. A team that should have been an absolute favorite coming in, now looking at, well, potentially just 1 round of lead late in a very momentum-built Wisła. They're rolling, team.
Yeah, I am liking what we're getting from them right now. Surprisingly, it's Sparrow who's really not showing the frag numbers as well. And, I mean, to me, that's a relatively decent sign because I know that he is capable of being a very strong fragger as well. So if he can step up, maybe they would be completely unstoppable for VP. But no, we'll see. Again, for anyone who may just be joining us, VP, they had an 11-4 halftime. They took the pistol then to kick this half off to take themselves to 12-4, and since then it has been all Wisła. So we do have the polls really starting to build up some momentum, and as you said, it's IEM Katowice. This is a very prestigious event, especially for the polls, even if it's not held on location, obviously with how the world is at the moment. Just the name, the prestige, to be able to get the placement, to take down an org like VP as well, as you said. One that represented Polish CS for so long.
It's the kind of event that every CS player dreams of participating in, but it means something special if it's your home country event. And they're not so far off from advancing. Again, this is just the first round of the play-in. This is the only round that is a best of one. No team will be eliminated here. They'll get a chance in the lower bracket. Just to be some context, folks, of the bracket. Sanji coming through, flash through, will catch a player with his back turned and blinded, and it's Goofy to drop. Hades' flash actually perhaps a little bit mistimed. Sets his teammate up to die. Still, the take is going to come through towards B, and there are two players here. Yakindar playing off of it. He's got the rifle. Is he going to be able to catch one? Sanji does. Now in towards the pit. There's 1, 2. Looking for the third. Not going to have it, but it's all on a pawn check now. The ball wants to go down, but Jame alerts nearby, and as soon as he hears that tap, he's not even going to wait for it. Okay, Jame, a little hasty there, but he'll buy the time, and now they can't win the round. Clock runs out. Ponchek unable to do it in time, but he will survive with the AWP. Avoid getting clocked. Still, VP whittling down that time. Jame denying the precious seconds they needed to plant. And they maintain their lead. They maintain their control, and they really bring Wisła to a shuddering halt.
Yeah, damn. Okay, great work by James, wasn't it? Who ran in and just made sure that there was going to be no time for that bomb to be planted. Normally, he's the one running away, but no, running right into the action, right into the smoke. He wanted that heat. But Wisła, they have finally lost another round here. Do they get straight back into the momentum, or maybe are VP coming alive? That's what I'm worried about, because obviously as soon as we saw VP get those guns going on the previous half, yeah, Wisła had a tough time managing to stop them. So are they going to be able to rebound now off the back of it? Obviously, no issues with the buy. They do have everything they could ask for. Does Hades have the up? That's what I'm wondering right now. Might be one on the ground from
he
perhaps.
Should. I think he should do. We do have the double op coming out on Virtus.pro too, which is interesting. He definitely does have the op. You can see it ahead of him there. The double op, though, is interesting. Where's Buster going to go?
It can be risky for the retakes, but it also gives you the chance to leave one of them maybe holding the B control if you can manage to get that in the early moments, for example, and then to allow for a little bit more of a stack around A, including an op still on long. But no, nothing too special. 3 players initially did go over towards B, but as they get smoked off and naded around the top of Banana, they don't really want to be getting too aggressive and actually peeking down Banana itself. Around the apartments, though, they might find some contact in a while. Yedgar's, sorry, not Yedgar, Kickard is playing an angle there where he just wants to drop the molly when he sees someone coming down Boiler. A little bit risky, but yeah, he's playing the B here for Jame mostly. There's going to be 2 players, though, who take that initial peek. Jame, though, he's happy with 1 and, well, doesn't want to stick around for more. He is not greedy. Buster, he was pretty much about to find that kill on Banana and still does. It doesn't matter if he has to re-peek into the angle. Hades was not ready. I think he was even being cautious of that close position where Yakindar is.
Now this is really problematic because they don't have the control towards Banana, and Sparrow might even think that it's just the op. So he's transitioned, he's gotten the op, but he may not expect the player close up. Yekindar's playing a patience game, so they're going to come try and pressure back onto Banana, thinking that if they take down this op, they've got the site, since this is how so many teams play this. Buster doesn't care, he's going to hit a kill, and they don't expect Yekindar here at all. He gets revealed, he was the ace in the hole, and now it's just all over. Yekindar, he's going to take 1, he's going to take 2, he's going to have a path towards the site, but by the time he gets here, so will Jame. And he does have a smoke to cover off the cross. This is viable. An HE through the smoke would kill him right now. He's going to go over to try and get 1 more. Make this a bit easier for himself. There's the molly. Here comes the stick. Does anyone want to test him? James thinking about it. Nah, better to not. Get that 14th round. He even comes off with the bomb plant. Now it's going to come through. The molly is extinguished. Jedker, he's a man out of time. And indeed, his bell has been rung. A 14th round for VP. A valiant effort for Wisła, but just not enough at the end to take it over the line.
They can take that second up back. That's what I'm wondering. There's one underneath Jame, I believe. But yeah, 14-10. Yedgar gets a couple of kills and a bomb plant. That gives them actually pretty much everything they could ask for in this buy. Ponchek is still a little bit low, but he would have been sitting at 2,900 if it wasn't, or 2,800 even if it wasn't for that bomb plant. So he gets the Mac 10 full nades, the rifles, and the op even coming back out. So there's nothing really lacking for Wisła, apart from, well, now opportunities to keep this game alive, because if they don't win this one, suddenly VP are on map point, and unless another bomb plant goes down, then the economy isn't really going to afford to buy again for Wisła. And even with the buy, they've only lost now 2 rounds in a row, right? So they only get 2,400. So yeah, no, this is it. Wisła need to get back into their winning ways right now if we want to see them having a chance in this map. And well, VP, they're feeling confident again. Yakindar just charging straight down Banana. This time they don't wait for the nades and such to come in from Wisła to claim it later on. They just go in immediately. And for now anyway, Wisła weren't able to do too much about it. Yeah, they're actually just going to leave the... No, it's not even the upper, because they didn't pick up the secondary up, so they're just going to leave Buster shoulder peeking and playing for info and Banana, and that will let them put the 4-man A-stacker in place. Which, for now, I don't know if it's going to pay off, because it's still just a pretty standard split across the map from Wisła, with even a lot of priority seeming to be put towards Banana, as we can see, well, I believe the bomb player even holding a flash there for the other two.
Gonna try and take some ground here. Apartments, they have to do it against James Op. Smoking towards the apartments to give them a bit more cover, as well as Kiefer's holding his balcony. This does appear to be the take. They've taken top brackets control, and they're actually going to put all the pressure on Yekindar over at B. He's up on top of the sandbags to try and buy time. Does he have util? No, he has a single flashbang. So what he's going to do if they come up top Banana, he's going to get a kill, drop, try and flash, try and get a second kill. But that's a really tough ask, especially if any sort of utility comes his way. So they haven't committed to this yet. Yes, they've got the top brackets control, but now they're coming back through, and the second player will float back. Buster's here. Yedkur goes alone. Yedkur dies alone. That was the one scenario Yekindar was seriously hoping for. One isolated player, a kill, and he can just leave. They've got control out towards Arch with 3 players in sight. James takes one. Kicker keeps him alive, and it's all falling apart. It's all coming to naught. 8 seconds on the clock. Sparrow alone, out of time, out of chances. He's just trying to keep the op alive, and they are hunting. And Sanji will find no op available, no money in the bank, and Virtus.pro with 5 map points.
Yeah, just fantastic positioning, obviously, from VP. Just having that stack in place, knowing that Buster was able to single-handedly hold over towards Banana and at least give them that early notification if it was to go back that way. And it was just too much for Wisła to handle. 5 chances, as you said, for VP to put an end to this one. And Wisła, they really don't have much at all here to try and make this one work. The Galil, I think, might even be the best weapon they're going to have out in play. Sparrow, yeah, just going for the Tech 9. I don't know if you can hear that. There's a random dog barking. I need to close my window. But yeah, mostly pistols. Good nades, though. Good nades.
The dog's just excited that VP's managed to close this one out after making it look dangerous. And, you know, I get it. This has been an exciting match. This has been, I think, of the first-round matches that we've gotten to view so far, this has been the most thrilling. And even Wisła, even though this is a really tough spot, and their road likely ends here in the first round, this has been a really good match coming through from the Polish squad. Let's see what they can do. Gonna go up alt mid. James already gonna get a pick, and he's gonna fall away. Knowing that they've got deep banana control, he feels more comfortable going for that. And this is so much of the map already sectioned off. You've got Buster in towards the log piles. He's just gonna be chilling. If they want to clear this out, they do have the utility for it. They can actually drop a molly in, and if they do, he's in a tough spot. But no, they're gonna come peeking through. He gets one, is traded. Dropped with full utility there as well, so maybe not maximum impact for him, but now Yekindar wants to hold, and he takes one, only one, as they continue to roll through, but the damage is being done bit by bit by bit. Now the flank is on as well. Kikert holding up the back, James taking them down from the front. It's a triangle of death, and down they go. Virtus.pro win it 16-10. They are going to take the first round map. They are going to advance on and send Wisła to the lower bracket.